Hello everybody, this is Abraham with North Shore Computer Services. What we're doing today is saving money on repairing a Blu-ray disc player. Um, you could make an argument, why would you need a Blu-ray disc player if everything is online? Well, some people like their Blu-ray disc players. This one was not cheap. This is a BDP-S301. It was made by Sony. It's supposed to be a high-end Blu-ray disc player. It also has outputs for more than just HDMI. In other words, you have options. When you have this older technology or transitional technology, you have options on how you connect it, what you do with it. Let's see what's wrong with it. First, we want to make sure that the disk tray actually opens up. If it does open up, we can do some repairs. In this case, as many other cases of optical disk drives, this particular player is suffering from a bad head. It does not recognize that the disk has been inserted, so it doesn't play. Let's see if we can fix this problem, if the parts are available, or how we find parts, how we fix this particular disk player. First thing we want to do is open the tray and remove this piece here. This piece is removable. You just pull it up like that. On this player, it is removable. Cannot vouch for every player out there. So now we're not going to close it. We're going to pull out the power cord and we're going to close it by hand, not fully. We're going to need to have that wiggled back and forth. Let's take this to a repairing table. This DVD player is an old technology. It does not have glue in it. It was assembled properly. We're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver and we're going to remove some screws. Ta-da! What we find on the inside is a Blu-ray computer drive with an IDE interface. That is very interesting. Before I started taking this apart, I cross-referenced the model number for any parts available. I couldn't find anything by the CD player number, by its model number, which is, I guess it's the same thing, BDP-S301. Sometimes Sony likes to have model number in the front and model number in the back different. Next, what we're going to do is pull out the DVD player. Before we can pull out the DVD player, we're going to have to disconnect the front face plate. Alright, get that off. We have the faceplate off. This has two screws hiding under it. That's why we needed to remove it. Let's get rid of those screws. Then we have 4 more screws and some wires to disconnect. Let's do magic. Alright, all the screws are removed. All the wires have been disconnected that needed to be disconnected. We're just going to pull our drive out. There is nothing wrong with the electronics here, although you do want to make sure to check the capacitors. This thing was made before capacitors were an issue, but still, that's what you want to do. Let's move this aside. we're not interested in parts that work. We're interested in the ones that don't work. This is the unit we're going to have to deal with, and what I did was I looked at the model number BPD-100. I couldn't find any parts. We're going to have to take it apart. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to get the brackets removed. What you might want to do before you remove them, just for sake of easy, well, you don't want to use a pen, use a marker and just draw some lines. You know which way they're going to be aligned after you're done with them. Let's do some magic. Got the sides removed, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we have to get some more screws, so there's 4 screws on the bottom and 1 little one on top. Let's get those out. The little one on top, we're gonna use a tiny screwdriver. The ones on the bottom, we're gonna use magic. Got the screws magically removed. Let's do some more disassembly. This little copper tape things are here to make sure that the top and the bottom are securely connected so that no static would affect it. I don't know, there may be a reason why the companies do this, but all companies do this. For some reason are afraid of static or static noise or something like that. Don't know what it is. Alright, these have been, you don't have to peel the whole thing, just kind of peel them off a little bit. Once those are off, we need to cut this one here. This cable tie or cable management piece cannot be carefully removed to be reapplied. This one, yeah, let's remove it. It's in there tight. It's not critical to have it removed, but it'll be something that will not be dangling. Alright. Honestly, I love how this unit is built. Very, very solid machine. Everything about this is solid. In other words, if you have a DVD or Blu-ray disc collection, this is an indispensable machine. Let's see if we can get this apart. Alright, the bottom piece just comes off like so, and the top piece should come off pretty easily. There. There's little catches here. On the inside, we need to make sure that this little thing isn't lost. That's the one that centers the disc. On most players, this one is under some kind of a little catch. These guys are using the top cover for it, so make sure it doesn't get lost. Alright, we are getting close. Let's use some magic on these screws. Ta-da! Now, this is where the original, when we started and didn't push this in all the way or didn't let the machine use the motor to pull in the tray, now we can pull it out and our whole assembly is visible. Let's move this away. Alright, this is where the problem is. This is the laser disc assembly or laser reader assembly or Blu-ray laser reader assembly. We just pull up the tab, disconnect the ribbon cable. We got 2 screws on the sides here. Gonna need to use screwdrivers to get those removed. You do not want to push too hard down on it, so not to push down hard, you're gonna need to use the right size screwdriver for these. And for those that want to absolutely know, the one I'm using is PH000. And the reason you don't want to push down hard on it is you don't want to mess up alignment. I should probably have some tweezers here, or these little screws. Alright, so holders and screws, set them aside. Make sure to differentiate the one on the right and the one on the left. Now the assembly is moving freely, more or less. We could just pop these guides out and they can just slide, and there is our assembly. Okay, these guides, we don't really need to do anything with them. And this is the number that I realized was the one I needed to cross-reference everything by. There's nothing on this number but a serial, but on this one is KES-400A. Once I plugged this one into the internet, I was able to find the this head assembly. And let's see. Here's a new one. Interestingly enough, the new one looks to be in the worse condition than the old one, but it's just some oxidation on the aluminum. All right, before we put it back in, we need to transfer this little plastic piece because the new assembly doesn't have it, and that's what drives the laser up and down its travel path. Okay, just take that off and put it on the new one. Okay, tighten it slightly. All right, you do not want to touch anything over here. There is plenty of protection, so you can freely grab it on us here and on here. It's all metal. You would not damage it. Okay, so the new assembly is ready. Let's put the old assembly outside and let's reassemble our DVD or Blu-ray player. So we're gonna put the guides back in. There's a little tab here or metal thing. You gotta make sure that the guide is riding over the top of it. Then we're gonna insert our guides in their places where they're supposed to go. Come on, there. Ideally, it would be smart to remove those two, but not critically necessary. Okay, we got that back in. I'm gonna move it forward. I'm gonna open the electrical flap, put in our ribbon cable. Make sure that once you put it in and close the top tab, that it aligns with the black line. That means that it's not crooked, it's put in properly. Let's put our guides, or I should say guide position ends. I don't know the fancy name for these things. I'm sure somewhere in those fancy manuals that we cannot see because of the right to repair law. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, companies do not want you to do this. Companies do not want you to save money. companies want you to throw away the old products and buy new products because that's how they make money. But we are going to fix this problem. Okay. And if the right to repair was allowed, meaning that you can fix your own things, you would be able to find schematics and how-to manuals and all that on how to get it repaired. All right, so this thing is moving properly. We're gonna put a little bit of oil on our guide. Here, here, here. You do not need a lot, and just move it up and down. Okay, this part is done. One thing I wanted to mention is this Blu-ray pickup, laser pickup, is same laser pickup as is used on PlayStation 3. And thankfully, because of that, we can fix this DVD player because Sony was nice, very nice, by using the same part on different pieces of equipment. Let's put our screws back in. Magic. Ready. Let's put our magnetic guide back in and the top cover. Okay, the top cover is a little bit there, not so tricky. Put our set screw in place so that if for some reason the top cover slips when we do some more work, that this guide wouldn't start rolling inside of the drive. All right, we are putting the screws back in. Magic. Okay, we just lowered these little copper, whatever they are. I don't know the official name. And our disk drive is fully assembled. Let's put our sides back on. That one's from there. This one's from here. I'm not gonna use magic this time. We're just gonna put the screws in. Oops. Maybe I should have used magic on it. These screws, for some reason, do not like to go into their holes. At first, I was hoping that I could buy the whole new DVD drive or Blu-ray drive. Unfortunately, there is no Blu-ray drive available that has the PATA connector on it. The old style hard drive connector, this long one. They're all SATA. Okay. We got this thing assembled. Let's put this back in. And let's bring the rest of the unit so we can reassemble it properly. Unit is here. We are going to insert it face in first. Okay. We got the cable connected. Got some wires in the way. Okay. We'll connect the wire. Okay, allow the screw hole to be exposed. I'm gonna put the screws in. Okay, let's use magic. All right, it's in magically. Let's put the front face on it, and as I was putting in the drive, I pushed in the tray all the way, so I can't get it out. And it's not critical. We can get it out later. And normally, I would not put the top back on until I test the unit. However, in case of the Blu-ray player, in case of an older Blu-ray player, there is something called Blu-ray laser radiation. I don't know if that radiation is poisonous. I don't know anything about the Blu-ray laser radiation. I just know that if I put it back together, it'll work. Come on. It'll work as intended by the manufacturer, and in this configuration it is safe. And I don't want my viewers to get poisoned by radiation from Blu-ray player. How about that? Well, let's test it. Okay, we got our unit powered up and connected. We have to wait, because this one works like a computer. It has to go through its checks, internal, and blah blah blah. It takes a little bit for this unit to start up. This is not a dedicated Blu-ray device, meaning that it was put together from parts that were available at the time, not the parts that were specifically designed for a particular player. Because I've been fixing Sony DVD players, or I've tried, and even though on the outside they look the same, internally they use different parts, and I couldn't find any of those parts. For this one, I was very fortunate to find the right part. Let's put our beautiful cover back on. Let's put the disc in, and let's see if it works. I can see the word load, which did not appear before. And as you can see, we got our movie. Now this is not a Blu-ray disc, but it wouldn't read any disc before. And it reads CD-ROM, or I should say DVD-ROM, just fine. I just couldn't find the Blu-ray disc in here. In other words, this thing operates properly now. Let's see what else we can pull out from, what kind of knowledge we can pull out from this adventure. Basically what I'm talking about is this unit over here. I know in the past I was able to blow air into the lenses and whatnot, and it would start working. It wouldn't work permanently, but it would start working, and it would work for a little bit. I don't know what causes these things to fail. I suspect because lenses are plastic and they have some kind of coating on them, that coating fails over time. And because there is no contact, the disc doesn't actually touch anything here, so it was supposed to last forever. This technology was supposed to last forever. Well, it didn't. And, well, it lasted about 10 years, and after that, poof, gone. This is the same exact unit you would find in a PS3 console. It uses a Blu-ray disc drive inside. So let's see if we can get anything opened here. Another thing that I like about these old units is they weren't designed to be not serviceable. Even these parts, as complex as they are, were designed for replacement of just one part. So if some kind of chip failed, you could replace that chip. If some kind of, if your laser failed, you could replace that part. It wasn't, this is not a glued or riveted unit. It is disassemblable. And I don't know why I'm careful, because I'm not putting this unit back in. I don't like to break things. Okay, so this, oh, I see. I was pulling it from the wrong part. I needed to insert the blade from the outside. I was inserting from the inside. That's how it held together. Okay. By the way, that cover isn't critical, and the unit will still work without that cover. Let's see what else we can pull out of here. Get that disconnected. Wow, there's a little chip over here. Okay, let's remove some. Oh, here, this one can be disconnected. I don't know how. Oh, there it is. Okay. You know, navigating through this technology is so much fun. You can see how it was put together. I think this was put together by hand. The new technology is mostly designed to be put together by machine. There, that came out. Okay, now we have 3 screws to work with. Let's get our screwdriver back together. Let me lower this. There, it's much better. And it's so much nicer when you use magic. Man, those screws just disappear by themselves. Hang on. Okay, let's see. That's the lens. Visually, I don't see. Oh, actually, let me see something here. Be back. At first, I was thinking that it was haze on the lens. If you can see on the lens, there is something on there. It cannot be removed. I don't know if that haze on the lens is created by the laser going through it, or it was originally designed. Does not look like this is a design thing. It looks like as the laser hits this lens, focusing lens, it alters something about the structure of the lens. So in all hopes, this is the part that may need to be replaced, or this is the only part that may need to be replaced. But of course you can't find this part, and every used one will have this one bad. So let's see what's here. I don't see any haze on this little guy. Interesting. All right, let's take some more things apart. We can remove these screws. The other one is actually covered by some solder, but it does come off with persuasion. Alright, that one's out. Oh, this is a complicated part. We're gonna have to take some more things out. Take that apart. By the way, those that were interested in how to fix the DVD Blu-ray player and you're not interested in anything else, we are done. The player is working. This is just what else is out there. Oops. I don't think these parts were meant to be serviced because they are glued or they are epoxied in. Let's see. Persuasion. That clicks off. Alright. Let's see what this one will do. Persuasion. And it comes out. And the last piece. Okay. So the top lens was meant to be replaced. Oh, there's one more connector here. What do we have here? Wow. This is what makes it tick. This would be probably the laser emitter. So there's got to be emitter and receiver.